Hello everyone, today's model question is regarding solar and lunar eclipse. Now since this is a periodic event, this is seen in news, and for that reason you can expect a question based on this for your prelims examination. Now before going to the question, as always, let's take a look at what is solar and lunar eclipse. So first of all, what is the term eclipse, right? I mean, since we are having lunar as well as solar eclipse, sometimes you can get confused with both of those concepts, right? For that, I mean, in order to tide over that particular difficulty, you have to remember what is eclipse. Now eclipse means if a celestial body, the visibility of a celestial body is being blocked, and that we call it as eclipse, right? In the sense, the light coming from, be it any celestial body, the light coming from that is being blocked by some other object, and that we call it as eclipse, right? Now there are two terms, the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. Solar means the term is related with sun, right? So the visibility of the sun is being blocked, okay, and the sun will appear blacker. And in the case of lunar eclipse, the visibility of the moon will be blocked and the moon will appear either reddish or it will be appearing as blackish, okay. So that's what we mean by the term solar eclipse as well as lunar eclipse, right? Now let's take a look at how these phenomena is taking place. Interplay of three objects, the sun, moon as well as the earth, results in the lunar as well as the solar eclipse. So let's start with the lunar eclipse. As I said, like during the lunar eclipse, the moon will be appearing darker or reddish. Now imagine that, if the moon has to be blocked, right? The light coming to the moon has to be blocked. There is only one possibility, the earth has to come in between the sun as well as the moon. So during the lunar eclipse, like when the moon is revolving around the earth, what happens is that earth will come in between the sun as well as the moon. So the light coming to the moon, right, will be blocked by the earth. Okay, and the shadow will be falling onto the moon, resulting in the lunar eclipse, right? And in the case of solar eclipse, as I said, like there are three objects. Again, in the sense, during the solar eclipse, the sun will be, the visibility of the sun will be blocked. Now, if you're viewing from the earth, if the sun has to be blocked, there is only one chance, the moon has to come in between the sun as well as earth, right? So during the solar eclipse, the sun will be, the visibility, I mean the light coming from the sun will be blocked, right? And as I shown before, right, the sun will appear blackish. So you have to remember this, during the lunar eclipse, the earth is in between sun as well as moon, and during the solar eclipse, the moon is in between sun and earth. Now since this topic, like they are interrelated, it's better to remember what is eclipse and you can interrelate those concepts, right? Now let's go back to the question. So it's a two-statement question. The first one, during solar eclipse, the earth is in between the sun and the moon, whereas during lunar eclipse, the moon is in between the sun as well as earth. Now if you go through this, during solar eclipse, in the sense the sun is appearing blackish, right? And the light coming from the sun can only be blocked by the moon. So here in this statement, it's given like the earth is in between the sun as well as moon, which is wrong. So, and the second part of the statement, right? The second part of the first statement, whereas during the lunar eclipse, the moon is in between the sun as well as earth. Actually, it should have been like the other way. So there are only two words which are wrongly given here in the statement. Like instead of the earth here, it should have been moon, and instead of the moon there, it should have been the earth. Anyway, the first statement is wrong. Now going to the second statement, during the solar eclipse, the moon appears darker and sometimes reddish. And whereas during lunar eclipse, the sun appears darker, which is again wrong, right? During solar eclipse, right, eclipse itself, this sun should be appearing blackish, right, or darker you can say. And for that reason, the second statement is also wrong, and the answer comes out as D, which is neither one nor two. With around 25 days left for your prelims examination, this is a time where you have to give more importance to your revision as well as the question solving. So make sure you are solving as many as questions, both the previous year questions as well as the model questions, right, either a test series or any other test series. So make sure you are solving as many as model questions and you are revising whatever you have studied so far. So don't be worried that you have left out any particular topic. Make sure you are not going behind such topics, rather than stick with the revision, right? Stick with whatever you have studied so far. Make sure you are revising those topics thoroughly and you're solving questions related with those topics.